Why did I write The Semi-Retired Real Estate Agent? Hey there, welcome back to my journey. This is Brandon DeVere. Thank you, as always, for tuning in and sharing your time with me. I do appreciate that. Today, I kind of want to go over a little bit, kind of recap of why I wrote the book that I wrote, The Semi-Retired Real Estate Agent. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to play some older videos of me. You know, I'll be thinner and younger when you see these, but I'll go over and leave or let these videos come out that are basically why I wrote each chapter in the book. And I kind of want to give you an idea of why I wrote the book and like the purpose of it. A couple different reasons why I wrote it and the purpose of it, how I was going to use it, and how I'm continuing to use it again because I've had some people that wanted to kind of redo what I had started with. So, the Semi-Retired Real Estate Agent. This is where this is the book that I wrote right here. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on at the semiretiredagent.com. But if you want it for free, just put book in the comments and I will go ahead and give that. I'll send it out to you free of charge, and you can have that book that I wrote. It's a pretty easy book, a pretty short book to read. It's 114 pages long, and it's something that you can get through pretty quickly. But the if you want the audio version, I can give you that one as well. Or if you go through the funnel, you can get the audio version there as well. But so the main reason that I wrote this book, and the name wasn't originally going to be The Semi-Retired Real Estate Agent. It's actually going to be called Brokers Without Borders. The idea for Brokers Without Borders was in a rev share model. I felt like a broker that wasn't limited geographically by borders. So that was what I intended to do. But then my editor, she went and took it upon herself to go take a look at some of the, some of the URLs and where brokerswithborders.com went to. And it was an arms dealer. So she's like, I don't know if you want to, associate yourself with that, with this particular book. So we decided I got with my coach and I was like, what about the retired real estate agent? And we kind of went back and forth. The reality was that most agents couldn't identify with the retired real estate agent because most agents never retire. They usually die before, or they get phased out and they go do another job. More people retire from their job and then get into real estate afterwards than actually retire from real estate. So the semi-retired agent is kind of what we landed on with my coach. And that's what made the most sense, because I wasn't retired, but I was earning rev share and a check every month. Just like my dad does. He went to taught for 26 years, and then now he gets paid for something that he did for 26 years. So that's kind of how we came up with it, was that I'm getting a check every month for something work that I've already done, but I continue to work. And so where this was kind of born was two different spots. One was when my daughter was about 12, 13 years old. I made a commitment that I wasn't going to stop, or I wasn't going to I wasn't going to miss any more soccer games. She played competitive soccer. I wasn't going to miss any more soccer games to go to an open house or to show property. I was taking my time back, and I knew eventually that we would run out of soccer games to go to, but there would always be homes to sell. So ironically, here we are now. She's in her first year of college, and there's no more soccer games to go to, but I have 2 homes in contract. So homes still being able to be sold, soccer games, no more. Regret zero of that decision. So I wrote this with that in mind. It was the idea that I was no longer going to have to miss those things. And another aspect of it was that my son had a pretty severe issue with anxiety, and from October 29th, 2019 until March 15th, 2020. He made it to school 3 different times for the full day of school, but I was going in every single day. He went in one day, he turned around, looked at me, and just said, I can't, held his finger up like this. I went out, he said, I can't do it. You said, you can't do what? From that day on, he made it to 3 full days of school, but I took him every single day, mainly because I was worried. I didn't know what, CPS, were they going to come after me? They're going to take my kid because he's not going to school. So I knew 2 things. I knew there were cameras at the school that would see me coming onto campus, bringing him there. And number 2, that I write it down, and the staff would see me there every day trying to bring him. And so I would spend anywhere from 15 minutes to 5 hours sitting in the school office trying to do real estate, which is not a conducive place to try and do that type of profession, is selling homes from the elementary school. Luckily, I did close a couple deals in there, and the staff would be like, "Oh, great job, Dad! You know, good work, good work." But the reality was that I had this extra income coming in, and it's not big money, it's not millions and millions of dollars, but it was enough money that would keep me afloat to where I didn't have to like make any drastic moves. I was able to sustain during this time, which was a real big hardship on my family. And having that money coming in was probably, I mean, that quite literally saved my family. I never had to have the conversation with my wife saying, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to make more money. Like, my job is more important than yours. You need to quit your job and come home and watch our son, because I need to go out and make money." I didn't have to have that conversation, because I was somewhat protected in that way. And all it was from me inviting people to come enjoy, or to a brokerage where I thought that was great. So that's kind of where the love of the revenue share model kind of came from for me. And that's kind of what I get excited about. Not kind of, it's what I do really get excited about, is that I'm more interested in watching somebody have the ability to pay for their kids' braces because they have a little extra money coming in, just because they recommended the places they worked at that they thought would be something that someone else would like. So, so that those are the two kind of main reasons, the main stories behind the idea of that semi-retired like mentality. And so, with that being said, I also wanted to have it go out, have agents give it out. So the idea was that I would have agents in my downline that would share this book with others, because it was getting over the top with people recruiting, where every conversation was about the company they were at, company. No other value was being given, nothing else. And it was always like people stop answering calls when they just go, "Okay, here comes another pitch on his brokerage." So with this book, the idea was like, hey, you can give it to somebody with something of value. They can read it. You can say, "Hey, my business partner wrote this book," and give it to them. And then in a couple weeks, go, "Hey, did you see?" Reach back out and be like, "Hey, did you happen to read any of that book? Did you get to chapter 6 on the chapter on tradition? I thought that was pretty cool. It reminded me of you." And you can have that conversation with somebody. So those were kind of the main reasons for the book. Is that it was my experience. Plus, it was also at a time where like rev share was like a dirty word. Like nobody liked it. It basically like EXP and not really anybody else. I mean, Real was out by then, but not quite as big. But it was just a dirty word. It was like, "Oh, you're just, MLM, pyramid scheme, blah, 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 blah," all that stuff that, at the time I was kind of concerned with. Now I don't care. Like, call it a pyramid scheme. Perfect. We're not meant for each other, I guess, which is fine. But, there was a kind of a tough time then, and I wanted people to realize why it is what I'm doing. Like the first chapter is about my mom. My mom passed away when I was 18 years old. She was sick from about the time I was 12. And then the second chapter is about my dad, where he's a teacher, and I've always embraced like the teacher mentality, things that I want to do. And so I wanted to do something where people got the opportunity to learn about, like, get to know me, who I am. Why is this guy doing this? Is it because you automatically get labeled you're recruiting somebody because you want, because all you want to do is make money from them. That's it. And then I think about like when I was in high school, like I would have killed for people to recruit. I got two offer letters to go play sports, and I wished people would have recruited me. But now it's like, and we get in the professional world, and it's like, oh, you're money hungry, and you're not trying. You're only looking out for yourself. And so I wanted to kind of differentiate myself with this book to be like, hey, these are the reasons that I'm doing what I'm doing. And so in each chapter, this is why I'm saying you're going to get some videos coming up, some older videos of me, because I'm gonna show you what's in each one of these chapters. Again, like I said, if you want a copy of the book, type book in the comments, and I'll go ahead and get it for you. But I put QR codes in here, so this QR code goes to each one of those videos, and why. So chapter 15, pay it forward. this video goes to the video, or sorry, that QR code goes to the video of me telling you why I wrote that chapter. So it's kind of like an interactive book a little bit, but you get the opportunity to kind of get inside my mind and see where I was thinking, like why, like what made him write this chapter. I thought that was pretty cool. It was an idea that I got from one of the guys that was in my downline that was pretty cool. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll do that. That's cool. But anyways, if you want a copy, like I said, type book in the comments. And the guy who recommended that to me was Nathan Jones. Nathan Jones, shout out to you, my friend. That was a great idea. Now I'm seeing QR codes in books. I had never seen one before that. So I'm not saying that I originated it, but still pretty cool to be on that like kind of forefront of it. But anyways, that's kind of why I wrote the book and why I want to share it with people and how I was trying to get people to share it as well, and why I have videos that go to it. So that way you get a chance to know me, and that's why I'm big on doing video on here, YouTube and things like that, because you get a chance to know who I am over the long term instead of just seeing like a Google review or just like a quick like 30-second snippet. Like you get a pretty good chance to understand who I am and what I'm about as you go through these things. So again, one last time, if you want a copy of the book, type in book or get me that book, whatever you want with book in it, and I'll put it in there. And then the next few videos, I don't know if I'm going to run through all chapters yet. I don't know. This is how I operate. It depends on just what I'm feeling that I think needs to happen. It's either going to be sporadic videos, which is most likely the idea, where I'm probably going to put a couple chapters out in a row, and then come back and then do a couple more chapters. But the next few videos, next couple of videos at least, you're going to see from me on here are going to be where those QR codes go to explain why I wrote those chapters. So with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoy. Hopefully you get a nugget or two out of it, and hopefully we can connect. All right, have a great one.